G'day, my name is Phil Trumbull from Positive. I'd like to welcome you to Visual Impact Brisbane. If you've been unable to get to the show, I just want to give you a bit of an overview of the products that we have on show here, just so that you haven't missed out on not being at the show. The machine that you see here right now is from SwissQ Print. It's a UV flatbed printer, and this machine is called the Nyala 2. It's our flagship product. It offers a 3.2 metre wide table by 2 metres in depth, and also offers a 3.2 metre roll-to-roll system. So the machine can be used completely for all your flatbed work and all of your roll-to-roll work as well. The great thing about SwissQ Print is that the machine is a modular system, so you don't have to take all of the options from the start, and the machines are highly configurable. We have 3 different levels, starting with what we call an Oryx, then an Impala, and then a Nyala. And really the differences between the 3 are the size of the machine and the speed. But all of them are modular, and all of them can have things like the roll-to-roll, like different color options, whether it be light colors or primers or whites or varnish. All of these features can be added to the machine, and you can do it right at the start when you buy the product, or you can do it in the field. We have had quite a few customers that start with a machine with only one set of print heads, and then as business picks up, they'll add in more print heads, which instantly increases the speed and productivity of the machine. What we're printing here is a system that we call tandem print mode. Tandem print mode is designed for high production. Quite often we get sidetracked by looking at only square meters per hour when it comes to judging a machine's productivity. But what we found, and what SwissQ Print have found in their research, is that a lot of the time, a lot of the wasted time on a machine is actually the time between print runs. Taking the boards off, putting the new boards on, preparing the boards. And in that idle time, your square meters per hour of your printer actually doesn't mean anything, because the machine's sitting dormant and not doing anything. The whole idea of tandem mode is to make sure that the machine is sitting idle as little as possible. And we do this by splitting the table into 2 sections, a front and a rear. And while the machine is printing on the front, the operator is at the rear and getting the substrates ready at the rear. And as soon as the job is finished, the machine goes to the back and starts printing at the rear, while the operator then starts setting the boards up on the front, which means the machine never stops and you get your greatest productivity. In a real-world test that SwissQ Print ran on a production job, they actually found that at the exact same print mode and the exact same print speed, they were able to increase productivity by 70% using tandem versus using the traditional method of just printing, stopping and changing the boards. So it really does make a huge difference to production, and it really goes hand in hand with SwissQ Print's philosophy of trying to come up with innovative ways to offer better production, not just greater speeds, but really enhancing productivity. This machine here is the DJI Fabrijet. It's a dye sublimation transfer printer. DJI have a long history in the design, development and manufacture of wide format printing machines. In the last 5 years or so, they've really focused on their textile solutions, whether that be through paper transfer or direct to textile, but really coming into the market with an industrial approach. So looking for very reliable but high speed, high productivity type solutions. Positive representing DJI in the Australian market. And this is what we would call for DJI the entry-level machine, but it really is not an entry-level machine compared to the other products that are in the market. We're printing here real production speeds of 60 square meters per hour. The machine is based on Panasonic print heads, and it really is an industrial style solution. The next step up from this machine is a machine that can also print on mini jumbo rolls. So typically what we use here is a roll length of 150 to 200 meters. On the next model up, the HSFT, we talk about mini jumbo rolls between 1500 and 4000 meter rolls. And the whole idea of these longer rolls is that, again, with less paper changes, machine is printing for longer, productivity is increased. And again, we're really trying to eliminate idle time by having these longer rolls. Print quality here is 720 by 720 DPI at 60 square meters per hour, and it is a real production system for dye sublimation transfer printing. This machine is called the Gotex. It's made by a company called Pigment Inc. It's actually an Australian designed machine, and it's designed for direct-to-textile printing. Like other direct-to-textile printers, we can use sublimation ink and print directly to polyester substrates, which is ideal for the soft signage type market. But the thing that really sets this machine apart is our pigment ink set. And with pigment inks, we're able to print across a whole range of textiles, including natural fibers like wool, cotton, silk, and also on the polyester substrates as well. What's really amazed us when we first saw this machine was the color vibrancy out of the pigment ink set. Pigment inks as themselves are not new technology, they've been around for a long time. But traditionally they're known on direct-to-textile applications as giving a fairly dull type color and vibrancy, especially when we compare that to sublimation. When I first saw this machine, I was amazed. Finally, we had the color and vibrancy that you can see here that really starts to rival sublimation in certain aspects. And especially now when we talk about printing directly to natural fibers like cotton, it's really opened up a whole new market for people who are into trying to print curtains, cushions, clothing, blinds, all sorts of different applications are now available. In the past, if you wanted 5 meters of a textile, you'd head down to somewhere like Spotlight and you'd pick off the shelf from whatever they had available 5 meters of textile. The market's changing and customization is becoming the big thing. So we're really starting to see now that a lot of people making things at home, rather than going to Spotlight, they're going online to customers that have these sorts of machines and ordering 5 meters of a customized pattern. It could be a pattern even that they've designed themselves, could be a pattern that's made up of photographs of their own children or whatever it might be. But really coming up with customized designs, short runs, directly onto cotton, silk, wool, and this machine is really the first machine that we've been able to find that can deliver that with the color vibrancy that people are expecting to see. The inks after printing are fixed at about 150 degrees. Gotex also has a fixation unit which can be inline or offline, and that comes as part of a package. And once the inks have been through the fixation process, the fabric can be washed and the inks won't come off. So it really is a permanent solution. The other great thing about using pigment inks over sublimation, especially when we talk about things like curtains, is pigment inks by default of the type of ink are UV stable. So no longer do we need to worry about curtains hanging in windows or whatever it might be and the fading, because we have that UV stability from the pigment inks. What really sets this machine apart, other than the inks, is the feed system. As you can see, there are no traditional sort of pinch rollers that you would see on a normal wide format machine, but we have this Rotatrack system, which is a series of rollers that are precisely machined at different diameters to ensure that we have a perfect tension between all points of the printing process. And that basically means that we're able to feed even very thin and light textiles, as well as the heavy and thicker textiles. Even a two-way stretch textile can be printed on this machine without any drama. So it's really designed for a true direct-to-textile system, but at an affordable price where you really can concentrate on not only large volumes but also on short runs as well.